All right, this week we are going to be going over the nail chapters for review. And this chapter, chapter 22, is nail extensions and resin systems. Our learning motivation. Have you ever gone to a restaurant and been dissatisfied with your meal? The server was nice, the place was clean and well maintained, but some part of the meal wasn't cooked properly or not well seasoned. The dish looked great until you tasted it, and it wasn't what you expected or wanted. Will you be going back to that restaurant anytime soon? Now let's look at a nail service. How do you define a great nail service experience? Most clients would smile and say that they get to leave the salon with beautiful nails. Few things please a client more than looking down at their freshly manicured nails and admiring how great they look. As professionals, we know that looking at those finished nails is simply the last step in a long line of steps that must go absolutely perfect. First, the salon must look good. It must be clean and presentable. Second, you need to be prepared. You need to know what service you'll be providing and have the materials to get that service done. Next, all your tools and materials must be ready for use. Then you will have to perform each and every step to the best of your ability. In this chapter, we're going to explore how we can put those smiles on our clients' faces by carefully creating nail extension and enhancements that are strong and durable as well as gorgeous. If you consistently provide strong foundations for your clients' nail services, they will trust you with spending their dollars and returning for services. Our learning objectives for this chapter: explain why cosmetologists should learn about nail extensions and resin systems. Explain how to prepare natural nails for a nail enhancement service. Describe different nail tip types. List the advantages of using nail forms. Name the 8 most commonly requested nail extension shapes. Identify the qualities of a properly structured nail enhancement. Define nail resin and nail resin systems. Describe how nail wraps strengthen nails, and outline the advantages of applying a dip system. Not all clients have perfect nails. That's why they want our advice on altering or enhancing the beauty of their nails and hands. Nail enhancements are one of the most popular services you can offer. Nail enhancements are products added to the natural nail to increase strength and beauty. Many clients will also want to extend their natural nail's length, which is achieved with a nail extension. 2 ways to create a nail extension are by using a tip or a form. Many factors will determine which method to use. In this chapter, you will learn the advantages of both. A tip application is not strong enough on its own. You will need to overlay it using nail enhancement products such as a wrap, dip system, liquid and powder, hard gel, soak-off gel, or polymer gel. Nail resin systems have been around for many years. They are now one of the easier and faster nail enhancement systems to apply. The most common resin systems are fabric wraps, a salon staple for decades, and dip systems, which are currently in demand nail service. These systems are a great option for overlaying or extending the natural nail. Cosmetologists should have a thorough understanding of nail extensions and resin systems because properly prepared natural nails will ensure your extensions last longer. You must be able to size tips to fit your client's nails and firmly secure form to the finger for sculpting extensions. Fabric wraps can be used to repair a crack or a break in the natural nail. Colored dip systems are a very popular service. Resin systems are ideal for clients wanting to extend their nails for a special occasion as they are easily removed. Before starting nail enhancement services, prepare the nail correctly to ensure enhancement products last. As you've learned, the natural nail consists of keratin layers which act as a sponge. This sponge must be clean and free of moisture and oil so that the nail enhancement products can adhere to the nail plate. Sometimes clients request a nail extension service without scheduling a manicure service. In this case, perform a dry manicure first. A dry manicure prepares the cuticle and nail plate without soaking them in water. Just as in a regular manicure, the nails need to be shaped, the cuticle pushed back, and the dried cuticle removed from the nail plate. The entire nail is then gently buffed to remove the compacted layers that create the nail's shine. Buff the cuticle area and the nail sides down to the lateral folds. This is where the enhancement product tends to lift. Anything left on the nail plate, like cuticle, will eventually lift away from the nail plate. If the nail enhancement product is on top of the cuticle, the product will also lift. Once the nail is prepared, scrub it with a nail cleanser. Nail cleansers remove surface debris, moisture, and tiny amounts of oil in the natural nail plate, all of which can block adhesion. Nail cleaners are commonly made from isobutyl alcohol. They are usually applied to a lint-free wipe, then the wipe is used to scrub the nail surface and lateral folds to remove the dust after buffing. Use a nail dehydrator on the nails as well to temporarily stop them from producing moisture and natural oil. Nail dehydrators are commonly made from a chemical called butyl acetate. Apply the nail dehydrator liberally to the natural nail plate only and avoid skin contact. Nail dehydrators typically last about 10 minutes, then the natural nail oils will resurface. Apply product within these 10 minutes for best adhesion. Nail dehydrators are completely safe for the nail, so reapply if needed. After applying the dehydrator, do not touch the nail plates or allow client to rest their hands against their face. Touching the prepped nail plates or getting makeup or moisturizer on them can deposit oils and cause lifting. Once the nails have been prepared, use tips or forms to create the nail extensions. Nail tips are pre-molded nails shaped from a tough plastic made from acrylonitrile butadiene citrine. They are adhered to the natural nail to add length and surface support for additional nail enhancement products. If using tips, layer nail enhancement product over the nail's entire surface to provide strength, structure, and support. This is called an overlay. Nail tips without an overlay easily lose adhesion. They aren't strong enough to wear alone. Many nail tips have a shallow depression called a well that serves as the point of contact with the nail plate. A nail resin or adhesive is a thin resin applied to the well area that adheres the tip to the natural nail. The nail tip's well is then positioned onto the natural nail. The position stop is the point where the natural nail's free edge meets or stops inside the well. The position stop just helps determine where the tip should be placed. There are 5 nail tip types. A full well tip covers the entire apex area and usually covers more than half of the nail plate. A partial well tip is usually altered at the well line to expose more of the natural nail. The well is shorter than a standard full well tip. A well-less tip has no well at all and therefore no position stop. This nail can be attached to the natural nail surface wherever it best fits. Full coverage tips cover the entire nail up to the cuticle. Customize these tips to fit the nail plate entirely and perfectly. They are mostly used to create a very temporary nail extension. They are usually decorated before application and commonly used for photo shoots, runways, and other instances where the nail extension will be worn for a day or even just a few hours. French tips are cut like a smile line at the contact point. Some have a partial well and some are well-less. Apply these tips without blending to enjoy the pre-cut French line. Nail tips are available in many sizes, colors, and shapes, so it's easier to fit each client with precisely the right one. The containers of 100 to 500 usually include 10 to 12 sizes. Here's a tip. Trim and or reduce the well area with an abrasive before applying the tip to the nail. This saves time during the blending and lessens accidental file damage to the natural nail. Nail adhesives usually come in a tube with a pointed applicator tip and a 1-drop applicator or as a brush-on. Do not use too much adhesive. The thinner adhesives dry in 5 seconds. Thickers will set much slower. To set the adhesive faster, apply a small amount to the natural nail. The heat of the nail will speed up the setting time. Once the nail tips are applied, cut them to the client's preferred length using professional tip cutters. Tip cutters are a metal tool specifically designed to cut the tips without pressure. Nail forms are an alternative to nail tips. They can be more challenging to apply than tips at first, but will become easier with practice. Nail forms are curved shape form placed under the natural nail's free edge and used as a guide to extend the nail enhancement product beyond the fingertip to add additional length. There are many shapes and sizes of nail forms. Some are designed to fit different nail plate shapes. Two basic types of these forms are disposable forms and reusable forms. There are 3 advantages to using nail forms. Each nail is sculpted following your client's natural nails, providing a very natural and custom-looking nail extension. You will save a lot of time not having to size, adhere, shape, and blend the tips. And nail forms are placed on the finger and they are ready to sculpt with your nail enhancement product. Disposable nail forms are often made of paper or a strong, thin polyester film called Mylar and coated with an adhesive back that sticks to your client's finger. Reusable forms are made of a pre-shaped plastic or aluminum and can be cleaned and disinfected between clients. Discuss nail extension shapes with your client at the beginning of the service so that you can plan ahead to create the desired shape after applying the tips or positioning the form correctly. As previously discussed, common nail shapes for shorter nails include square, squoval, round, oval, pointed, almond, stiletto, and ballerina. After applying the nail tips, file the basic shape before blending the well or contact area. Once the well is blended into the natural nail, the tip application is very fragile. Excessively filing the extension edge could accidentally break the tip off. The apex is the stress area where the natural nail grows beyond the finger and becomes the free edge. Needs extra product and strength to support the artificial extension. Having the majority of the product in the apex area adds the strength needed to allow the nail's base sidewalls and tip to be thin and leaves the nail strong enough to resist breaking. The sidewall area on the side of the nail plate that grows free of its natural attachment to the nail fold and where the extension leaves the natural nail. The lines should come straight off the lateral folds of the nail as if the extension naturally grew off the finger. The nail extension underside is the underside of the nail extension. The nail extension underside can jut straight out or dip depending on the nail style. Undersides should be even and match the length from nail to nail on all fingers. The thickness of the nail enhancement should be rather thin for a client to wear comfortably. The cuticle area should graduate seamlessly and feel smooth with no glitches. The surface from cuticle area to the end of the nail extension should feel smooth all over with no dips or bumps. Nail resin systems are groups of products that include nail resin to build strength and structure over a natural nail or nail tip. Nail resins are rarely used alone on the nail because they need reinforcement to provide flexibility and give the nail substance and strength. Other materials combined with the resin to create a strong overlay system may include fabric, paper, cotton materials, or polymer powders. Nail resins are made from cyanoacrylate, a colorless liquid acrylate monomer easily cured and used as a powerful fast-acting adhesive. Cyanoacrylates vary in viscosity. The thinner the viscosity, the better adhesion and faster cure time. Very thin cyanoacrylates are referred to as nail glue or tip adhesive. With a thicker viscosity, they are referred to as resin or building resin. Thinner viscosity resins are usually used as a base. Thicker viscosity resins are used to build or applied as a top coat. Some resins may be so viscous they require a resin accelerator to cure. A resin accelerator or activator assists in speeding up the resin's dry time. Activators come in several different forms: brush-on, pump spray, and aerosol, and are used before or after the resin to accelerate its drying process. Resins can also be used in conjunction with specially formulated polymers referred to as dip or pour systems. This is a unique service because the client can receive a strengthening overlay service and nail color all in one. This saves the client and the cosmetologist time and provides a lot of strength to the natural nail or tip extension. Dip systems are resin and polymer powder-based system in which the resin absorbs the powder to create a hard coat over the nail. Dip systems usually consist of a nail dehydrator, a base resin, dip powder, activator, and top resin. When performing a dip enhancement service, start with a wet or dry manicure. Once the nails are properly prepared, polish the base resin onto the nail and then dip or pour the powder over the nail, allowing the resin to absorb the powder. Although it's unlikely that pathogens such as bacteria, viruses, and fungi will grow in the medium, some technicians and clients do not want to dip multiple clients' fingers into the same powder container. Pouring the dip powder over the resin is an option, however, you may not get the thin compacted color you are seeking. Once all 10 nails are completed, dust off excess powder and apply a second coat of resin. Once you start your second base coat, wipe your brush off on a lint-free towel before putting it back in the bottle. Next, quickly dip the nail into the chosen powder. If the application brush hardens, soak the brush in acetone. Once you get 2 or 3 color applications on the nail, apply the activator to help the layers dry. Apply another layer of base resin over the activator to protect the powder application during filing and buffing. Remember to quickly wipe off the resin application, brush on a lint-free towel after using it. Summary and review. The use of nail tips and forms to extend your client's natural nails provides more options for their enhancements. For an enhancement to adhere to the natural nail, you should perform a dry manicure, which cleans the nail of any moisture and natural oils. A properly structured nail enhancement should be thin and curved and have a properly placed apex. Nail resin systems have been around for many years and have changed and progressed throughout the time. A nail wrap is any method of securing a layer of fabric or paper on the nail to increase the strength and durability. Dip systems are a resin and polymer powder-based system in which the resin absorbs the powder to create a hard coating over the nail.